If you've been looking for a place where you can actually get away, but still have something comfortable to come back to at the end of the day, this camp that I'm at today is worth a look. We're just outside of Frenchville, Pennsylvania, about 20 minutes off of Interstate 80, within a few hours of Pittsburgh, Philly, New York, even DC. But once you're here, it feels a lot further away than that. This is an off-grid camp, but not the way most people think about one. You've got a well, you've got septic, you've got generator power for electric, multiple heating sources, and a structure that's built to actually hold the comfort year-round. Whether you're thinking about this as a family retreat, a hunting base camp, or just a place to unplug, there's more going on here than you're gonna catch in the photos. So let me show you around. What we're gonna be reviewing here today is a rustic camp. It's off-grid. Right now, it's being powered by a generator. So you see those lights on. That's being powered by a generator. You can probably start to hear it. One thing I want to point out is that generator noise is going to be cut by more than half. My client recently purchased a propane generator that'll be fueled by some propane tanks that are just up the hill, and it's going to be super quiet. Another quick thing to point out is he has this generator house built right next to the camp, mainly because of convenience. If you need to do anything with it, it's right there. But you could put that generator house a little further away from the house and you wouldn't necessarily hear it as much. Even with the quieter generator, you might want to think about putting the generator house a little further away. But in any event, that's what that is. I'll show you real quick what's going on. You got the front door there, you got the garage here, and this is your generator. It's this big one on the left is what's powering everything right now, but there's two generators, and there's actually a third one in there that it runs on diesel. These two are gas though. So we got the garage here. You come in, you've got an on-demand water heater. It's fueled by propane. Like I said, there's some propane tanks up the hill. We'll look at that in a minute. This is your garage, and it's a deep garage. You can get a couple of cars in here. But there's your power box. He's got it. You can flip one breaker on and one breaker off, depending on which generator you're using. But you can see this goes pretty far back. And something to point out: if you look up, you'll see those are pans for a concrete floor. The reason that's important is because this house was built out of block. See, there's block wall and concrete, and all the concrete floors on the main part of the house have radiant heat in them, and that was all fueled by this boiler at one point. Right now it's not hooked up, and that boiler was hooked up to propane, so you could fuel it with propane and get that back in line, and you've got radiant heat floors. Real quick before I go out, I want to point out this door. We're going to see that door inside, so that goes into a full bath that's on basically the main lower part of the floor. It'll make more sense when we're in there, but I'll show you where that door is when we're inside, but it comes out to the garage. Got a little storage area there, goes under the house. This is the plumbing for the radiant floors. And you can see you got a couple of zones there. And then this is just a little storage room. Nothing super special. But you can see it's a nice deep garage. Oh, and it's got a propane heater here real quick on the wall. So you do have a heat source in the garage if you wanted one. We're gonna go in the house. Got firewood there. Got stairs up to the deck. And then this is the main entrance into the house. You can see we got tile floors here, carpeted stairs, got a little receiving area. You can kick your boots off and put Put your hat up, and then you go up into the house. So this house is 3,500 square feet. It's 4 bedrooms, 3 full baths, and 2 half baths. And it's got 2 balconies on it. So as you come into the house, you're looking out into the living room, over and down into the living room. You got bedrooms on either side, one there and one there. Each of those bedrooms has a little loft area. The living area goes out to the deck, which looks out over the pond, which is stocked, by the way. We'll talk more about that. This is a full bath down there. There's that door that I told you about in the garage at the bottom of the steps. I'll show you that again in a minute. That used to be a hot tub room. We'll take a look at that in more detail in a minute. And then up, you got a full kitchen with, I would say, this is borderline gourmet kitchen, mainly because you have an 8-burner stove over there, which we're going to look at. But just notice that all the furniture matches. So I think that could all be negotiable into the deal. If for the right price, they might just let it go with the property, or it could be an outside agreement one way or the other. It could potentially stay with the property. You've got LVP floors up here. You got the nice beams exposed. And again, these floors are heated if you want them to be. Right now, like I said, it's disconnected, but they could be. Just to give you some bearings, over here, and I have the door open so you can't see it, but there's a bedroom back beyond that, and there's a full bath there on the left, and then you got a laundry room there. We'll take a look at all that in a minute. I just want to point some things out. We have over here, this is the barbecue station, if you will. He's got a smoker out there, a propane grill, flat top. You can see that's the wraparound driveway, goes around the whole house. And then over here is a formal dining area. So this house could be a great family retreat for somebody. You want to come up here for Thanksgiving dinner. Look how big this dining room is. This table has room on either end. And by the way, this is all natural light right now. They built this with all these windows to make sure that there was good natural lighting throughout. So, but very nice, big dining room. It's got this little feature here to look like a pond. Kind of cool. But we'll take a little closer look at the kitchen. It's got this wood tops with the epoxy wood tops. Nice cabinetry. You've got the farm style ceramic sink. Got a nice window here that looks outside. Beautiful view. And a little nook for your fridge. A little coffee station. They've got a microwave there right now. And then this is your Forno 8-burner stove. So this thing is pretty awesome. And of course that's propane. Like I keep mentioning, there's propane tanks, and we're going to go up to that part of the property and take a look. But just want you to see this. And again, you get the formal dining room over there, and then you've got this big area with this big table. So if you had a huge family, just imagine everybody having a big food fight here. Anyhow, so we'll come back here, take a look at the laundry room and the full bath. So here's your laundry room. Got a full bath here. Here's your shower. You got a sink and a toilet, as a bath should. And then this room, by the way, no lights on. This is all natural lighting right here. So this is a full bedroom. Got a little closet here. They have a TV in here, but it's a small bedroom, but it's a bedroom. And then let's go upstairs and look at the primary bedroom. Quick break. If this has been the kind of property you've been looking for, just hit the like and subscribe button below. I walk through places like this across central Pennsylvania, and they're all a little different. So, all right, let's keep going. Don't forget to subscribe. But let's keep going with the tour. I'll show you around some more. This is pretty cool. And before we go up, I want you to take a look here. So you got this nice light here, but if you look, it goes up. So the reason for that is because of this wood stove here. That wood stove will heat this whole house, and that hole sends the heat upstairs. So I'll show you that upstairs. And again, downstairs you've got the potential to hook those radiant floors back up, but upstairs, any of that heat, whether it's the radiant floors or it's the wood stove, is going to come up through here. And then they've got a nice light slash fan there that disperses the heat. And they also have another fan there. So, but something to point out, there's no lights on up here at all. All of this light that you see is natural light from these skylights and these big windows. So here in the primary suite, you've got a little sitting area, so you can get a little respite from the family if you need it. You've got a closet, nothing super special, just a place for storage. Something to point out, this TV goes down in. So kind of neat. And then here's your full bath up here. Now you gotta, if you're tall, you're gonna have to duck to get in, but once you're in, there's plenty of room to stand. You got a full bathroom here. There's your shower. And again, there's your hole for heat. And here's the bedroom. This is probably the coolest part right there is the deck, your own personal deck. You got your own personal fireplace. And then there's your bedroom. So we're gonna duck outside. I want you to see this deck. The view is pretty amazing. So this is your pond. My client built this pond years ago, and you can kind of see it. Let's zoom in. I believe that's called Sand Creek on the other side of it. And that is a little trout stream. So you do have brook trout in there probably. You're gonna have a little island over there in the pond. You got roads to access down to it, but this is your deck. You go in other side. We'll go back in and back down. There's a lot of house to see. Again, this is around 3,500 square feet. So it's a lot of space. 3 full bathrooms, 2 half baths, 4 bedrooms. It's really a luxurious camp. So if you have a big family and you like to get together for holidays, this place would be a great way to do that. So we're gonna go check out the hot tub room. There's that door into the garage. Here's your full bathroom down here. And again, you do have a light on in here, but it's really not doing much. Most of this is natural light, but that's where the hot tub used to be. So I'm gonna keep moving so that this video is not an hour long. So I know you're probably busy like me, but we'll just show you here again. This is your family room. They've got a TV there, wood stove, obviously, balcony. And then this is a bedroom, and it's got its very own half bath. That's where your 2 half baths come in. So they have access to the balcony. There's a little loft. We'll peek up there. And then it's got its own half bathroom. So there you have it. Let's take a look at this loft area. So you've got the carpet going up in. I'm not sure what you want to call these. It's kind of like a little, maybe a balcony. I don't know what you want to call it, but it just looks out over the house. And then this is the loft area. Could put a bed in here. Could just be a little sitting area like it is now, but it's got some storage there as well. And the other bedroom has a mirror image of that. And these tile floors stay warm if you have the radiant heat on. And even if you do have this wood stove on, it's still going to heat those floors eventually. That it'll absorb all that heat. Like I said, this house is very well insulated. You see all this wood that's over top of a block, and it's well insulated block. And so this house really holds heat and cooling well. In the summertime, you'll probably find you don't need an AC unit, but again, you got a little half bath, got access to the porch. Won't spend a lot of time. These bedrooms here are basically mirror images of each other. There you got that little outlook again, and then here's your loft. And there's no lights on, no lights. It's all natural light from the window. All right, so that's basically the house. We'll just pop out here onto the deck and I'll wrap up this part of the video, and we'll go look at the pond, and we'll go look at the shed, things like that. So this is your balcony, deck, patio, porch, whatever you want to call it. You've got stairway that goes down, and this is your view out over the pond, and this is the length of the deck. So these beams that you see that are cantilevered out, that was going to be an extension for the deck. He never finished it. Could be finished, or those could just come off. But that's what those are. That was the plan. It just never ended up happening. And at one point, I believe there either were steps there, or they were going to put steps there where you see those two 2x4s. But you know, they never did. So that could be done as well, just to get down to that little road. And those roads do go out to the pond then. So we'll wrap this video up here, and we'll start another one, go down and actually take a little walk around the pond. All right, we're at the front door. We're gonna walk down to the pond. I'm just gonna show you how accessible everything is. You got these roads that go throughout. Could go out that way, and that'll take you out to the island. Or could take this little road here down to the pavilion. And again, this pond has been stocked every year for quite a while. So give me a call and ask me about what's in there, because I don't really remember right now. I don't have my notes in front of me. But if you call me and ask me, I'll fill you in. But there's lots of fish in here. And then even down the hill, we've got a little trout stream down the hill as well. We'll go take a look at that. But you got this cool little pavilion. Got a lot of area here. You could, set this up as a little kind of rustic camp if you wanted to. Have cookouts. There's marshmallows, all that fun camp stuff. We'll just take a little walk out to the pavilion, and then we'll go down to the creek. I'm not going to spend a ton of time here. If you want a tour, definitely reach out. I'm more than happy to come out here with you. But you can see this is pretty cool. You come out here and have picnics. You can go swimming. This is all spring fed, well, creek fed, if you will. It's the creek that we're going to go look at here. That's what's feeding this pond. So it's good swimming water, and it'll be good and cold too. But maybe you're into cold plunges and you want even colder water. This is a little trout stream. So you're gonna get some real cold water here. Try to find a way in that doesn't require me getting my hip waders on. Here's your little trout stream. This is beautiful. Beautiful. I believe this is called Sandy Run. I may have that wrong. Again, feel free to give me a call. You can see there's been some habitat improvement here. Kind of build that up. Probably have some little trout hanging out under there. It's a beautiful little stream. And again, it feeds the pond. Got a John boat, and my client built this pond up years ago and has been stocking it ever since. So can do some fishing there. And while I'm talking about it, while I walk back up, I'm just going to talk about the fact that this area in general is a mecca for fishing. We are on the doorstep of some of the best fishing, probably arguably in the country. We're not far from, the good trout streams around State College and Penn State, but up north here, we're surrounded by state forest and there's game lands. Obviously you got this pond, but you got little trout streams like the one we just looked at. We're not far from Wyckoff Run, not far from Kettle Creek. So, and then also another thing, I'll just keep talking while I'm thinking of this stuff, is from here, you could base camp this as a place to go hit all of the ATV trails. So they're improving the ATV trail system in this part of the state to go from the Bloody Skillet down here off of 80 up to Whiskey Run, which is up towards Renovo. So that trail system has been on state forest roads traditionally here for the last few years, but I think they're trying to build an off-road ATV trail system that goes up there. I may have that wrong, but it's something. There's definitely ATV trails that you can access from around here. So, but with that, that's the pond. We'll go up and take a look at the sheds next. We are up above the camp right now. Zoom in. You can see the camp down there. This is up the top part of the property as you come in. You can see there's a big wood pile. You got plenty of wood. And there's always more wood to be had. So this is the driveway in. You can see my client built a nice fence row all the way along the property boundary. And that's a woods road coming back into the property. Up here at the top part, you got this nice turnaround. You have a big shed over there. And then this is the driveway that goes down to the actual camp. But we're gonna walk back. I wanna show you a couple things up here real quick. I know I say real quick a lot. Nothing's real quick in these. Bear with me. So, the thing I wanna point out are these propane tanks. So you got 3 big propane tanks. So if you get the radiant floor heating set back up, the boiler is powered by propane, you've got a lot of fuel there that you can work with. And my client owns all those, so those could go with the property. Has this really nice work shed. So can do all kinds of stuff in here. Nice big open shed. But just to give you a feel for the property a little bit, there's one of the property corners right there. We won't go look at all of them, but you can see through. That flagging there is marking a corner. And just to give you a quick sense of where we are, this is the camp down below us. So there you have it. That's where your barbecue room is. Your kitchen's on the other side of that wall. And then you got the pond down below. So that's your perspective. I'm going to take a minute here. I want to point something out, that this is somewhat of a burly road to get back to the camp. You can see that's just exposed rock. And that is the road in. That's the road back to the camp. The camp is actually back this way. I was bouncing down the road and I thought I should stop and make sure that people know about this. Because if you're not into bouncy woods roads, then this place is not for you. We don't want to waste your time. We don't want to waste my time. We don't want to waste your buyer agent's time. We don't want to waste my client's time. So if you're not into woods roads like this, then you probably shouldn't schedule a showing. However, if you're looking to get away from it all, this is actually a selling point, because you're only going to have people back here who actually have a reason to be back here. So from that standpoint, it's actually a selling point. It just accentuates the peace and quiet. I don't know. We'll just stop for a minute so you can hear how quiet it is. All I hear is the wind right now. That's it. I don't hear any airplanes. I don't hear cars. All I hear is the wind and some birds. Pretty cool. Anyhow, just wanted to make sure we visited that element to the camp because it's important. Woods Road. So that's a look at the property. And this is one of those places where the value, it's not just in the structure. It's in how everything comes together. It's the location, it's the privacy, it's the setup. It's all here. It's ready to be used. Whether that's for weekends with the family, maybe you're going to do Thanksgiving here, maybe you're into hunting and fishing, or maybe you just want somewhere that you can go and unplug, disconnect. It does all of that and really well. If you want more details, or if you're trying to figure out if something like this actually makes sense for you, reach out. I'm happy to walk you through all of it. So I'm Jared Ernico with eXp Realty, Relationships Reassurance.